Every single day, millions of people over the age of 50 open a bottle of magnesium supplements and swallow a pill, convinced they're doing something essential for their health. Walk into any pharmacy or health food store, and you'll see dozens of magnesium products lining the shelves. Magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, magnesium oxide, magnesium threonate. The options are overwhelming, the prices add up, and the marketing promises are compelling. Better sleep, reduced muscle cramps, stronger bones, lower blood pressure, improved mood. For those of us concerned about aging, about maintaining our independence, about protecting our hearts and our minds, magnesium seems like a simple solution to complex problems. But what if I told you that the way most people are supplementing with magnesium is not only inefficient and expensive, but potentially missing the point entirely? What if there's a common, inexpensive food that provides magnesium in a form your body can actually use far more effectively than any pill, along with dozens of other beneficial compounds that work synergistically to support every aspect of healthy aging? What if the supplement industry has convinced you to spend money on isolated nutrients when whole foods could do the job better? This isn't about demonizing supplements or suggesting they never have a place. This is about understanding a fundamental truth that's been obscured by marketing and by our modern tendency to seek quick fixes in pill form. Your body didn't evolve to get nutrients from isolated supplements. It evolved to extract nutrients from whole foods, where those nutrients exist in complex matrices with fiber, with other vitamins and minerals, with beneficial plant compounds, with the very structure of the food itself that affects how those nutrients are absorbed and utilized. When you take a magnesium supplement, you're getting one isolated mineral. When you eat certain whole foods rich in magnesium, you're getting that mineral plus a symphony of other beneficial compounds, all working together in ways that science is only beginning to understand. Before I reveal what this remarkable food is, I want you to understand why magnesium matters so profoundly for healthy aging, and why so many people, particularly those over 50, are deficient. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. It's crucial for energy production at the cellular level. It's essential for proper muscle and nerve function. It helps regulate blood pressure and blood sugar. It's necessary for protein synthesis and DNA repair. It plays a critical role in bone health, working alongside calcium and vitamin D. And research suggests it's important for brain health and mood regulation. As we age, our magnesium needs remain high or even increase, but our ability to absorb magnesium from food often decreases. Our kidneys become less efficient at conserving magnesium. Certain medications that many older adults take, particularly proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux and some diuretics for blood pressure, can deplete magnesium. Chronic stress, which seems to be a constant in modern life, depletes magnesium, and many of us simply aren't eating enough magnesium-rich foods. The recommended daily intake of magnesium for men over 50 is around 420 milligrams, and for women it's around 320 milligrams. Studies indicate that a substantial percentage of older adults fall short of these recommendations, sometimes dramatically so. This deficiency, even when it's subclinical and doesn't produce obvious symptoms, contributes to a cascade of problems. It can worsen insulin resistance and increase diabetes risk. It can contribute to high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease. It can affect bone density. It can worsen sleep quality. It can contribute to muscle cramps and weakness. And it may play a role in cognitive decline and mood disorders. So the instinct to supplement with magnesium makes sense. The problem is that not all magnesium is created equal, and isolated supplements miss the bigger picture of what your body actually needs. Let me explain something crucial about nutrient absorption that the supplement industry doesn't emphasize. When you consume nutrients in whole food form, they come packaged with cofactors that enhance their absorption and utilization. Magnesium in food exists alongside other minerals, vitamins, fiber, and various plant compounds that work together. Your digestive system has evolved over millions of years to extract nutrients from food matrices, not from isolated pills. When you take a magnesium supplement, especially in high doses, you may not absorb it efficiently. Different forms of magnesium supplements have different absorption rates, and many of them can cause digestive upset, particularly loose stools, which is actually your body's way of telling you it's getting more than it can handle. More importantly, when you rely solely on supplements, you miss out on all the other beneficial compounds that come with magnesium-rich whole foods. This brings us to the food I want to talk about today, a food so nutrient-dense, so rich in bioavailable magnesium and other essential minerals and compounds, that it puts most supplements to shame. I'm talking about pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Seeds? That's the big revelation? But stay with me, because what you're about to learn about pumpkin seeds, how they deliver magnesium and other nutrients, informs your body can actually use, the additional compounds they contain that support healthy aging in multiple ways, and how incredibly cost-effective they are compared to supplements, might completely change your approach to nutrition. A single ounce of pumpkin seeds, which is about a quarter cup or a small handful, contains approximately 150 milligrams of magnesium. That's more than a third of your daily needs in one small serving. But it's not just the quantity of magnesium that matters. It's the form and the context. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds is bound to plant compounds in ways that may actually enhance its absorption, compared to many supplement forms. And that same ounce of pumpkin seeds delivers so much more. It provides about 9 grams of protein, making it an excellent plant-based protein source. It contains healthy fats, particularly omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, in beneficial ratios. It's rich in zinc, a mineral that's crucial for immune function, and that many older adults are deficient in. It contains iron, manganese, phosphorus, and copper. It's a good source of fiber. And it contains powerful antioxidants and beneficial plant compounds, including phytosterols, which research suggests may help reduce cholesterol levels. Let me paint a picture of what happens in your body when you eat pumpkin seeds versus when you take a magnesium supplement. When you swallow a magnesium pill, it travels to your stomach where it needs to dissolve. Depending on the form, this dissolution may or may not happen efficiently. If you have low stomach acid, which is common in older adults, dissolution may be impaired. The magnesium then enters your small intestine where absorption occurs. But here's the thing, your body can only absorb so much magnesium at once. If you take a high-dose supplement, say 400 milligrams at one time, you may only absorb a fraction of it. The rest passes through and can cause digestive issues. And that's all you get from the supplement, just the magnesium. Now imagine eating an ounce of pumpkin seeds. You chew them, breaking them down mechanically. This chewing process is important because it begins the digestive process and signals to your body that food is coming. The seeds travel to your stomach, where they're further broken down. As they break down, they release their nutrients gradually. The fiber in the seeds slows digestion, which actually helps with nutrient absorption. The fats in the seeds enhance the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. The protein triggers satiety signals. As the seeds move through your digestive system, the magnesium is released slowly and absorbed efficiently because it's coming in smaller amounts over a longer period. And simultaneously, you're getting zinc, iron, protein, healthy fats, antioxidants, fiber, and other beneficial compounds. Your gut microbiome is being fed by the fiber. Your cells are receiving not just one isolated nutrient, but a complex array of nutrients that work synergistically. This is the difference between reductionist nutrition, taking isolated supplements, and holistic nutrition, eating whole foods. There's another dimension to this that's particularly relevant for people over 50. Research on angiogenesis, the process by which your body grows and maintains blood vessels, has revealed that certain foods contain compounds that support healthy angiogenesis balance. Your blood vessels are crucial for delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell in your body, and maintaining healthy blood vessels is one of the keys to healthy aging. Pumpkin seeds contain compounds, including certain fatty acids and antioxidants, that research suggests may support vascular health and healthy angiogenesis. No supplement can replicate the complexity of these whole food compounds and how they work together. Let me share a real-world example that illustrates these principles. Imagine a woman we'll call Carol. She's 64 and has been taking magnesium supplements for 3 years. She started because she was experiencing muscle cramps in her legs at night, and her doctor suggested she might be low in magnesium. Carol went to the pharmacy and bought a bottle of magnesium oxide, which was the cheapest option. She took 400 milligrams every evening before bed. The muscle cramps improved slightly, but not as much as she'd hoped. She also noticed that the supplement seemed to make her digestion a bit loose, which was uncomfortable. Carol continued taking the supplement faithfully, spending about $15 a month on it, because she'd read that magnesium was important for bone health and heart health as well. What Carol didn't know was that magnesium oxide, the form she was taking, is one of the most poorly absorbed forms of magnesium. Studies suggest that only about 4% of magnesium oxide is actually absorbed. So, of the 400 milligrams she was taking, she might be getting 16 milligrams, far less than she needed. The digestive upset she experienced was from the 96% that wasn't absorbed passing through her system. Carol also didn't realize that her muscle cramps might be related not just to magnesium deficiency, but also to deficiencies in potassium, calcium, vitamin D, and inadequate hydration, none of which her magnesium supplement was addressing. If Carol had instead incorporated just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds into her daily routine, perhaps sprinkled on her morning yogurt or eaten as an afternoon snack, she would have gotten 150 milligrams of highly bioavailable magnesium, plus zinc, which is also important for muscle function, plus protein, plus healthy fats, plus antioxidants, plus fiber that would support her gut health and potentially improve her body's absorption of all nutrients. She could buy a pound of pumpkin seeds for about $6, and a pound contains 16 ounces, meaning 16 servings. Instead of spending $15 a month on a poorly absorbed supplement, she could spend $6 a month on a whole food that provides superior magnesium and so much more. Over a year, that's $180 on supplements versus $72 on pumpkin seeds. The savings alone are significant, but the real difference is in what her body would actually be receiving and able to use. Now I want to address something important. I'm not saying that magnesium supplements never have a place, or that everyone should stop taking them immediately. If you're working with a healthcare provider who has identified a specific deficiency and recommended a particular form and dose of magnesium supplementation, that's a different situation. What I'm saying is that for the average person taking magnesium supplements as a general health measure, or because they've heard magnesium is good for sleep or muscle cramps or bones, there may be a better approach. And that approach is to prioritize magnesium-rich whole foods, with pumpkin seeds being one of the very best options. Let's talk about some of the specific health benefits associated with regular pumpkin seed consumption, benefits that go beyond just magnesium. First, there's the cardiovascular support. The magnesium in pumpkin seeds helps regulate blood pressure by relaxing blood vessels. Studies indicate that higher magnesium intake is associated with lower blood pressure and reduced cardiovascular disease risk. But pumpkin seeds also contain phytosterols, plant compounds that have a structure similar to cholesterol. When you consume phytosterols, they compete with cholesterol for absorption in your digestive tract, potentially reducing the amount of cholesterol that enters your bloodstream. Research suggests that regular consumption of phytosterol-rich foods can help reduce LDL cholesterol levels. The combination of magnesium, phytosterols, healthy fats, and antioxidants in pumpkin seeds creates a synergistic effect for cardiovascular health that no single nutrient supplement can match. Second, there's the blood sugar regulation. Magnesium plays a crucial role in insulin function and glucose metabolism. Studies indicate that people with higher magnesium intake tend to have better insulin sensitivity and lower diabetes risk. But again, pumpkin seeds offer more than just magnesium. The protein and fat in pumpkin seeds help stabilize blood sugar by slowing the absorption of any carbohydrates you eat them with. The fiber supports healthy gut bacteria, and emerging research suggests that gut microbiome health influences metabolic health and blood sugar control. When you eat pumpkin seeds as part of a meal or snack, you're supporting stable blood sugar through multiple mechanisms simultaneously. Third, there's the immune support. Zinc is crucial for proper immune function, and many older adults are deficient in zinc. Just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds provides about 2 milligrams of zinc, which is a significant portion of your daily needs. As we age, our immune function naturally declines in a process called immunosenescence. Ensuring adequate zinc intake is one way to support immune health. But pumpkin seeds also contain vitamin E, selenium, and various antioxidants that support immune function through different pathways. Again, the synergy of multiple nutrients working together is more powerful than any single nutrient in isolation. Fourth, there's the potential prostate health benefits for men. Research suggests that pumpkin seeds may support prostate health, possibly due to their zinc content, their phytosterol content, and other compounds. While more research is needed, traditional use of pumpkin seeds for prostate health spans many cultures and centuries, and some studies have found positive effects. Fifth, there's the sleep quality connection. Many people take magnesium specifically for sleep, and there is research supporting magnesium's role in sleep quality. Magnesium helps regulate neurotransmitters that are involved in sleep, and it may help reduce the stress hormone cortisol, which can interfere with sleep. But pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that's a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, both of which are involved in sleep regulation. The combination of magnesium and tryptophan in pumpkin seeds may offer sleep benefits beyond what a magnesium supplement alone could provide. Sixth, there's the bone health support. While calcium often gets all the attention for bone health, magnesium is equally important. Magnesium is involved in bone formation and influences the activity of osteoblasts and osteoclasts, the cells that build and break down bone. It also affects the metabolism of vitamin D and parathyroid hormone, both crucial for bone health. About 60% of the magnesium in your body is stored in your bones. But for optimal bone health, you need more than just magnesium. You need vitamin K. You need adequate protein. You need various minerals working together. Pumpkin seeds provide magnesium along with protein, phosphorus, manganese, and other nutrients that support bone health. They're part of a bone-healthy diet in a way that isolated magnesium supplements can never be. Now let's address some common myths and mistakes people make regarding magnesium and supplementation. The first myth is that if some is good, more is better. Some people, reading about magnesium's benefits, start taking very high doses, sometimes 800 or even 1,000 milligrams a day. But there are tolerable upper limits for nutrients for good reason. For supplemental magnesium, the upper limit is 350 milligrams per day for adults, beyond which you risk digestive issues and potentially more serious problems with very high doses. Interestingly, there's no established upper limit for magnesium from food sources, because your body regulates absorption from food more effectively than from supplements. This is another advantage of getting magnesium from foods like pumpkin seeds, rather than supplements. The second myth is that all magnesium is the same. As I mentioned, different forms of magnesium supplements have vastly different absorption rates. Magnesium oxide is cheap but poorly absorbed. Magnesium citrate is better absorbed but can have a laxative effect. Magnesium glycinate is well absorbed and gentle on digestion, but expensive. The form matters enormously when it comes to supplements. With whole foods, you don't have to worry about choosing the right form because nature has already provided magnesium in bioavailable forms. The third myth is that you can correct a magnesium deficiency quickly with high-dose supplements. In reality, if you're truly deficient, it takes time to rebuild your body's magnesium stores. And taking very high doses doesn't speed up the process significantly, because you can only absorb so much at once. Consistent daily intake from a combination of food sources is more effective than sporadic, high-dose supplementation. The fourth myth is that supplements are more reliable than food for meeting nutrient needs. People assume that because a supplement label says it contains a certain amount of a nutrient, that's what they're getting. But supplement quality varies dramatically. Not all supplements are tested for purity and potency. Some don't contain what their labels claim. Some are contaminated with heavy metals or other substances. Whole foods, on the other hand, are consistent. An ounce of pumpkin seeds today will have roughly the same nutrient content as an ounce tomorrow. You know what you're getting. The fifth myth is that people who eat healthy diets don't need to pay attention to magnesium because they'll get enough automatically. While it's true that a diet rich in whole foods typically provides adequate magnesium, many people, even health-conscious ones, fall short. Our soils have been depleted of minerals over decades of intensive farming. Foods that once were rich in magnesium may contain less now than they did 50 years ago. Additionally, modern food processing strips magnesium from many foods. Refined grains, for instance, have had most of their magnesium removed. So even if you think you're eating well, it's worth being intentional about including magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds. Now let's talk about practical strategies for incorporating pumpkin seeds into your daily routine. The beauty of pumpkin seeds is their versatility. They can be eaten raw, though roasting them can enhance their flavor and make them more appealing. You can buy them raw and roast them yourself at home with just a bit of salt, or you can buy them already roasted. Either way, they're convenient and shelf-stable. They don't require refrigeration, though storing them in the refrigerator or freezer can extend their freshness by preventing the oils from going rancid. One simple strategy is to eat them as a snack. Keep a container of pumpkin seeds at your desk, in your car, or in your kitchen. When you feel hungry between meals, have a small handful. This not only provides magnesium and other nutrients, but also gives you protein and healthy fats that will keep you satisfied much longer than crackers or other typical snacks. Another strategy is to add them to breakfast. Sprinkle them on yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothie bowls. Mix them into homemade granola. If you make scrambled eggs or omelets, you can even add some pumpkin seeds for extra crunch and nutrition. You can incorporate them into salads. Pumpkin seeds add a wonderful crunch and nutty flavor to salads. They pair particularly well with dark leafy greens, roasted vegetables, and vinaigrette dressings. You can use them in cooking. Grind pumpkin seeds into a powder and use it as a coating for fish or chicken. Add whole or chopped pumpkin seeds to stir-fries, grain dishes, or roasted vegetable medleys. You can blend them into smoothies. If you have a powerful blender, you can add a tablespoon or two of pumpkin seeds to your smoothies. They'll add creaminess, protein, and nutrients without significantly changing the flavor. You can make pumpkin seed butter, similar to almond butter or peanut butter. Blend roasted pumpkin seeds in a food processor until they form a creamy butter. Use this as a spread on toast, on apple slices, or in recipes. Let me share another transformational story. We'll call him Thomas. Thomas is 69 and has been struggling with multiple health issues over the past several years. He has high blood pressure that's only partially controlled with medication. He has prediabetes with fasting blood sugar in the 100 to 110 range. He experiences frequent muscle cramps, particularly at night. His sleep is poor. He has trouble falling asleep and wakes frequently. He feels tired much of the time, despite sleeping 7 or 8 hours. His doctor has him on a statin for cholesterol, a blood pressure medication, and has suggested he may soon need to start metformin for his blood sugar. Thomas has been taking several supplements, including magnesium, which he started about a year ago specifically for the muscle cramps and sleep. He takes 400 milligrams of magnesium citrate every evening. He's also taking fish oil, vitamin D, and a multivitamin. These supplements cost him about $60 a month. Despite all this, Thomas hasn't seen significant improvements. His muscle cramps are marginally better but still occur several times a week. His sleep is still poor. His blood pressure and blood sugar numbers have barely budged. Then Thomas learned about the power of whole food nutrition, and specifically about pumpkin seeds. He decided to make some changes. He stopped taking his magnesium supplement and instead started eating 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds every afternoon as a snack. He also made some other dietary changes, increasing his vegetable intake, reducing his consumption of processed foods and added sugars, and making sure he was drinking enough water. He continued his other supplements and medications as prescribed. Within 2 weeks, Thomas noticed that his muscle cramps had decreased in frequency. By 4 weeks, they had virtually stopped. His sleep began to improve. He was falling asleep more easily and waking less during the night. By 8 weeks, he felt more energetic during the day. At his 3-month checkup, his doctor was impressed. Thomas's blood pressure had improved enough to reduce one of his medications. His fasting blood sugar had dropped to the mid-90s, solidly back in the normal range. His doctor told him to continue whatever he was doing, and that if these improvements continued, they could potentially hold off on starting metformin. Thomas was thrilled. He felt better than he had in years. The muscle cramps that had plagued him were gone. He was sleeping well. His energy was back. And he'd accomplished this not by taking more supplements or medications, but by making simple changes to his diet, with pumpkin seeds playing a key role. The cost of his daily ounce of pumpkin seeds was about $6 a month, compared to the $15 he'd been spending just on magnesium supplements. He was saving money while getting better results. Thomas's story illustrates something profound. When you provide your body with nutrients in the form of whole foods, you're not just delivering one isolated compound. You're providing a complex matrix of nutrients and beneficial compounds that work together in ways we're only beginning to understand. Thomas's improvements weren't just from magnesium. They were from magnesium working synergistically with zinc, with protein, with healthy fats, with antioxidants, with fiber. They were from reducing his intake of processed foods and added sugars. They were from supporting his gut microbiome with fiber. They were from the cumulative effect of many small positive changes. This is the power of food as medicine. Now, I want to be clear about something. Pumpkin seeds are not the only magnesium-rich food, and I'm not suggesting they should be your sole source of magnesium or any other nutrient. Variety in your diet is crucial. Other excellent sources of magnesium include dark leafy greens, like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts like almonds and cashews, legumes like black beans and lentils, whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, avocados, dark chocolate, and bananas. A diet that includes a variety of these foods will provide more than adequate magnesium, along with countless other beneficial nutrients. But pumpkin seeds stand out for several reasons. They're exceptionally nutrient-dense, meaning they pack a lot of nutrition into a small serving. They're convenient and shelf-stable. They're versatile and can be incorporated into meals and snacks in numerous ways. They're affordable, especially when compared to supplements, and they provide nutrients in forms and combinations that your body can actually use effectively. There's also something to be said for the act of eating real food versus swallowing pills. When you eat pumpkin seeds, you engage your senses. You see them. You smell them if they're roasted. You taste them. You chew them. This sensory engagement is part of the eating experience that our bodies expect and respond to. It triggers digestive processes. It promotes mindful eating. It creates satisfaction in ways that swallowing pills never can. This may seem like a small thing, but it's actually significant. The pleasure and satisfaction we get from eating whole foods is part of what makes healthy eating sustainable long-term. Let's talk about some additional compounds in pumpkin seeds that contribute to their health benefits. Pumpkin seeds are rich in antioxidants, including carotenoids and vitamin E. Antioxidants help protect your cells from oxidative stress, which is a key driver of aging and age-related disease. They contain lignans, which are plant compounds that have been studied for their potential role in hormone balance and their possible protective effects. They contain cucurbitaceans, unique compounds that have been investigated for various biological activities, though more research is needed. The point is that pumpkin seeds are far more than just magnesium. They're a complete package of beneficial nutrition. There's also interesting research on pumpkin seed oil, which is made by pressing pumpkin seeds. Some studies have investigated pumpkin seed oil for various health benefits, including prostate health, hair growth, and cardiovascular health. While more research is needed, and I'm not suggesting you need to supplement with pumpkin seed oil, it does speak to the fact that pumpkin seeds contain valuable compounds beyond just the basic vitamins and minerals listed on nutrition labels. Now let's address the question of how much you should consume. For most people, 1 to 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds per day is a reasonable amount that provides substantial magnesium and other nutrients without overdoing it. Remember that pumpkin seeds are calorie-dense because of their fat content. An ounce contains about 150 to 180 calories, depending on whether they're roasted with oil or salt. This isn't a problem if you're accounting for these calories as part of your overall intake, perhaps using pumpkin seeds to replace less nutritious snacks. But if you were to eat 4 or 5 ounces a day on top of your regular diet, you might consume more calories than you need. It's also worth noting that pumpkin seeds contain phytic acid, a compound found in many seeds, nuts, and grains. Phytic acid can bind to minerals and reduce their absorption. However, roasting pumpkin seeds can reduce phytic acid content, and the overall nutrient density of pumpkin seeds is so high that even with some mineral binding from phytic acid, you're still getting substantial nutrition. Additionally, if you're eating a varied diet with multiple sources of minerals consumed at different times, the impact of phytic acid is minimal. Some people worry about the fat content in seeds and nuts, but the fats in pumpkin seeds are primarily healthy unsaturated fats, including omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. These fats are beneficial for cardiovascular health, brain health, and inflammation. The key is that you're getting these fats from a whole food source along with protein, fiber, and other nutrients, which is very different from consuming refined oils or fried foods. Let me share one more story that brings together many of these themes. We'll call her Linda. Linda is 73 and living independently. She's always been proactive about her health, taking multiple supplements including magnesium, calcium, vitamin D, B complex, vitamin C, and fish oil. She spends about $80 a month on supplements. She also tries to eat healthy, though she admits her diet could be better. She tends to rely on convenient processed foods more than she'd like. She's dealing with some typical age-related issues. Her bones are thinning. Her doctor has mentioned early osteopenia. Her energy isn't what it used to be. She has some joint pain, and her cholesterol is higher than it should be. Linda's daughter, a nutritionist, suggested that Linda might be overthinking supplements and underthinking food. She encouraged Linda to focus on incorporating more nutrient-dense whole foods into her diet. Together, they identified some key foods, including pumpkin seeds. Linda started eating an ounce of pumpkin seeds every day, usually as a mid-afternoon snack with a piece of fruit. She also increased her intake of leafy greens, started eating fatty fish twice a week, and cut back significantly on processed foods. She continued her vitamin D and fish oil supplements but stopped the others, including magnesium. Over 6 months, Linda noticed significant changes. Her energy improved. She felt more alert and less fatigued. Her joint pain decreased, which her doctor attributed to reduced inflammation from her dietary changes. Most impressively, at her next bone density scan, the rate of bone loss had slowed significantly. Her doctor was pleased and told Linda to continue her current approach. Linda's cholesterol also improved, dropping 20 points without any medication change. Linda realized that she'd been operating under a flawed assumption. She'd thought that taking supplements was a substitute for dietary quality, that she could eat whatever was convenient and make up for it with pills. But the reality is that supplements can't replace whole foods. They can fill specific gaps when needed, but they're not a foundation. Whole foods, with their complex matrices of nutrients and beneficial compounds, are the foundation. And Linda was now spending about $30 a month on a few targeted supplements, plus the cost of whole foods like pumpkin seeds, which was far less than the $80 she'd been spending on a cabinet full of supplements that clearly weren't doing what she'd hoped. As you age, the quality of your diet becomes increasingly important. Your margin for error shrinks. Your body becomes less forgiving. The choices you make about what to eat have more pronounced effects on how you feel, how well your body functions, and your risk for chronic disease. This is why understanding the difference between isolated nutrients in supplements and the complex nutrition found in whole foods is so crucial. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never taking a supplement. It's about prioritizing real food as your primary source of nutrition and using supplements judiciously when there's a clear need that food can't meet. When you look at the research on healthy aging, on populations around the world that live longest and maintain vitality into old age, what do you see? You see people eating whole foods. You see diets rich in vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains, and fish. You don't see people taking handfuls of supplements. Those long-lived populations get their magnesium from foods. They get their zinc from foods. They get all their nutrients from the complex synergistic packages that whole foods provide. And the result is not just longer life, but better quality of life, more years of independence, vitality, and health. This is the vision I want you to hold for your own aging. Not a medicine cabinet full of supplement bottles. Not a reliance on pills to compensate for dietary choices, but a way of eating that provides your body with what it actually needs in forms it can use. Pumpkin seeds are one small but powerful piece of this approach. They're not a miracle food. They won't cure disease or reverse aging, but as part of a whole foods diet, they can contribute meaningfully to better health outcomes. They can help you meet your magnesium needs without expensive, poorly absorbed supplements. They can provide protein, healthy fats, and other nutrients your aging body needs. And they can do all this for less money than you're probably spending on supplements that aren't working as well as you'd hoped. If you found this information valuable, and you want to continue learning about evidence-based approaches to nutrition and healthy aging through whole foods, I encourage you to subscribe to Science of Eating Well. Click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos where we explore the science behind foods and how to use them for optimal health. And if this video has changed how you think about supplements and whole foods, please click the like button to help this information reach more people. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Are you currently taking magnesium supplements? Have you tried incorporating pumpkin seeds into your diet? What challenges do you face in eating more whole foods? Share your experiences and questions below. Most importantly, I want you to feel empowered by this information. The supplement industry is massive and sophisticated. Their marketing is compelling. They make you feel like you need their products to be healthy. But the truth is that your body is designed to get nutrition from food. Whole, real food. And while supplements have their place, particularly for specific deficiencies identified through testing and addressed with professional guidance, they're not a substitute for eating well. They're not a shortcut. They're not the foundation. Your foundation is what you eat every day, the vegetables you choose, the proteins you consume, the healthy fats you include, the nuts and seeds you snack on. These daily choices, accumulated over weeks, months, and years, determine your health trajectory far more than any supplement ever could. And the beauty is that eating whole foods like pumpkin seeds isn't just more effective than taking isolated supplements. It's also more enjoyable. It's more satisfying. It engages your senses. It provides pleasure along with nutrition. It's sustainable in ways that choking down handfuls of pills never is. You have the power to shape your health through the foods you choose. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars a month on supplements. You don't need to fill your cabinets with bottles and your days with pill-taking routines. You need to fill your plate with real food, colorful vegetables, quality proteins, healthy fats, and yes, a daily serving of pumpkin seeds to provide magnesium, and so much more in a form your body actually knows how to use. Thank you for spending this time with me, for being open to questioning assumptions about supplements and nutrition, and for caring enough about your health to seek out real information. I wish you vitality, independence, clear thinking, strong bones, healthy hearts, and many vibrant years ahead. Remember that the best medicine is often not in a pill bottle, but on your plate. Choose whole foods. Choose variety. Choose foods like pumpkin seeds that provide dense nutrition in convenient, affordable, delicious packages. And trust that your body, when given real food instead of isolated supplements, knows exactly what to do with it. Until next time, eat whole, live well, and nourish yourself with wisdom and intention.